So, hi everybody and welcome back. We are continue with our UE5 production for absolute beginners, and in this video, let me show what we are going to do in this video. First of all, we are creating a new map, a very simple map, just a default map, this one, and then we are going and create a blueprint and a blueprint actor. And we open up this blueprint actor, and in this blueprint actor, we are just creating this collision box. And then we switch to the event graph, and here we do not much. We click the collision box, we go to the collision details panel, begin overlay, and click here on component begin overlay. Then this pops up, and we create this node and connect it. And here we just use the open level node, and that's it. That's very short, very fast, but to explain it will take a lot. So this one is the version for those guys who knows a little bit more about blueprints and all this stuff. And for those guys who are new, I will explain it from start to end. Okay. Now let's start with the explanations for those guys who don't know how to set this up. It's very simple, but still for a beginner, it's not that simple because they have to learn all the steps, right? Let's go into, first of all, I open my main menu map. This was our last stance, right? And let me go, here we was, I start this, I go to the start point, and here we stopped. And now I want create here in this map a teleporter, and this teleporter should open up a new level. How we do this? We go to our production folder. In this production folder, we go here, right click, new folder, and what you are going to create is this blueprint folder. I already created this one. Okay, I delete this one because I don't need to. You create this blueprint folder. After you created this blueprint folder, you open it, double click on it, and then we have to talk about blueprints. What are blueprints actually? Blueprints, you have to read the documentation, or what we can read as well. It's very interesting. We click here in the open file, right click, and then here on top we find blueprint classes, and actually there is a right tooltip, and it says what blueprints are. Blueprints are special assets to provide an intuitive node, and you read this through and you know what blueprints are. So that said, we click on this blueprints now, and what we are going to do is we have here common use blueprints, which means they are often used, and on top we have the blueprint, which is probably the most used, which we will use also. And here on the bottom we have all classes, which means all blueprint classes, which you can select and build up a blueprint about it. So let's do this. We need this one. Why we need this actor? The actor has a very special function which we want to use, and most blueprints has it too, I think. But here it says an actor is an object that we know, okay, that can be placed or spawned. And here, spawned. This is the thing what we want. Most time we will want not manually place all things in the scene with our drag and drop system. We want spawn it, that the game starts and then it spawns it automatically when we want it. That we have to code. Okay, that was the info. Let's click on actor. And now here I already created this one. And let's create it one more time, and later we can use then two different ones. So first of all, we need a name convention for blueprints to find it later faster. There is something, a name convention. You probably know it already. If not, it is called BP, and it stands for blueprint underscore, and then you BP underscore, and then you name the normal name what you need. In our case, it is just a teleporter, or you can call it, for example, this one, open new level. This open new level is even more a developer name. This one, what you see here, what I created before, this teleport, it's more for the customer name because I define a gameplay. I want that he find this teleport as fast as possible, for example, and then he can go to the next level, something like that. As a game developer, we use probably more descriptive names for us. With this kind of things, the customer will not see anyway. So open new level makes more sense perhaps. Then, okay, we have this. We open this up. Okay, now we are here. Let's click the other one away. This is our blueprint, which we opened right now up. And now you can see the blueprint editor. And what we want to do is, let me show the definition. What was our thing, what we want to do? Save all here. And let me jump fast to the map. Here is our, I go to my maps. There is the third person map, which I have moved there. And in third person map, I want, oops, I have here my other ones. I want that my, let's use it. Oh, sorry for that. So here's the blueprint. I want, first of all, I place my blueprint here in the map. And after I placed my blueprint here in the map, not the new one, let's, I show you with this one because we will create this box here soon. I want that when my character comes here, finds this blueprint box and overlaps it, I want that a new level is opening because this is the teleport, and the teleport means I teleport to the next level. That's so the idea behind this. Okay, let's continue. We go back here on top. I switch back to our blueprint. So we need to create something which is called a collision box or trigger box, depends where you need it. In this case, we go to the left side, we go to add. We want add this, and we are here in viewport. We add a call. You can write collision. Here we have box collision, capsule collision, sphere collision. They are most time they are all the functionality is the same. They are all collisions, but they have different shapes. Let me show you. This is a capsule, and the other would be a sphere. You can click a little bit around and test them. In my case, a box collision is perfect. Here on the right side, I can press F2. F2 is a shortcut for renaming, and I call this perhaps call as a prefix, which means collision. And then you can name this box. I keep it as a box, or you learn this icon over the time, or you hover over this and you see the tooltip is describing what it is. So we have now a box, a collision box, but actually, wait a minute, what is a collision box? A collision box, let me demonstrate you this again here on the map with my other teleporter. A collision box is, when I start this game here, I can't see it. This is a problem. Let's make this fast visible. I go to details. I go to and right here, hidden, and then it jumps up the rendering. Actor hidden in game. Of course, you can find it if you go down here in the details panel to the rendering section, but you see that takes much more time. And then actor hidden in game, actually it was not here on top. Here actor, here you find an actor hidden in game. You click this and you uncheck this. And why you are doing unchecking this one, you are doing this normally so you can see it, but when I played this I could not see it. So there is something strange, right? I think it's wrong. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay, I don't see this. Let me place this one more time. Is activating game? No, it's not. And I play it and I still can't see it. Okay, I don't know why this is so, but let's continue. And we will solve it on the way. Let's check this again, hidden in game. Okay. And I solved this on the way. Okay, let's continue with our box. So what I want is when my character is running into this box and it is called in development overlapping, I want that the teleport activates and a new level is opening, right? How we make this? You select this box, or you can select it here. If you can't click it here, sometimes it's very hard to click here in the middle. You can see that. So for example, if there are more objects and then you try to click this line here, it's sometimes very hard. Easier, you go here on the left side to the components and then click here, it's selected. Then you go to the details panel. Here on the bottom, we have something like events. What are events? These are automatically started event. I can't call it event. They are automatically started interactions. Let's call this one, because when you go here with your character in, you are walking in and then you are interacting right with this box, right? And this one is then automatically starting, and this is called then event because an interaction is started, right? And then we have here, there are different options, of course. The most commonly used are here on the top ones, and we are using the second one, which says on component begin overlap. Of course, read the tooltips. This tooltips gives you a fairly good idea what they are, what they do, and of course you can go on the documentation page in Unreal Engine 5 to read more, or perhaps Unreal Engine 4 sometimes too, because all documentations are not updated immediately, so you can find them on Unreal Engine 4 or Unreal Engine 5 documentations if they are not deprecated. So let's go on. We click now here on component begin overlap. So this graph switches here on top to the coding section. This is the visual coding. You see on top we have some nodes. Important is begin play and so on, and tick later, but right now we don't need it. Then we delete it because we want only use that what we need. Here we can press compile and then save. But here is the box. This is the box, right? And now the box I told you is doing at start nothing. Why? Because nobody or nothing is overlapping. So this one will be activated only if something, in our case our character, should run into it. Then it should start this overlap event, and this overlap event is connected to this box here, what you can see on component begin overlap. Okay, and this one will be started, but there is one more check. And what is the check? This box ask with what I'm overlap. So in our case it is our character, and our character is called BP third person, careful, not game mode, character. But here is something strange. It says cast to BP third person character. What a cast is we learn later a little bit. Think about it. It is just make a connection to this character. Right now it's enough. Better read online what cast means with a real definition. Right now it's okay if I say it is just a connection to the third person character, and this box is checking, yes, you are the third person character. Okay, and then if this checks is okay, so here is cast failed. If this one is okay, the top one will execute it. If it fails, then it's execute this one, but most time we don't use this one, which means we pull out only the first one, and then we want that something happened, and you decide what happens then. Okay, at this point my character runs in, the box activates, the box checks who you are, it's the third person character, and this white line which you see here means I do this one till this point, and after this point I checked and the case is true, I will continue. For example, if you are the third person character, I will continue with this next white line. If you are not the third person character, I will do nothing, or you are defining here something. But in general, we pull here nothing out, and you should not doing anything because you know perhaps here is, let's say you have here 5 characters or zombies. Let's say you have your zombies or monsters or anything else, and the monster or the zombie is overlapping, and then you don't want that this this box is teleporting you to the next level. That would make no sense. So what you want, you check the character and said, okay, you are the character. Now what you want after that, I check that you are the character. And you say, hey, I found the teleport, and now I want to go to the next level, because that was our definition. And then we learned already this node, what I'm using now. That's nice. We reuse many nodes later, and that's fantastic in programming, because when you learn at start some nodes, they will be used again, and that makes it later very easy to program, because you don't need to learn too much nodes. And what node was it? It was something called like open, okay, open level by name, and we used that already for our widget blueprint if you made this with me. So, but here's one more problem, right? And I showed you that too. We need, of course, a name, and here we have another problem, because this time we want not open the third person map again, because I said we need a new map actually, and we have to create this new map. How we go to create a new map? You go here on the left side to file, and here is already new level. This is the creation of a new level. You can choose here the basic one, the empty one. This one we already created, right? It was the empty one for our main menu. This one, it's very nice for a basic one. This looks good, but of course you can go later for open worlds, which means most time this kind of maps are very big at our level right now. We want again a small map, which we are going to create. By the way, it is small only, not really small. It is just a basic map. You can make this one very big too. But let's click here, this basic map, create. Okay, now, yes, I want to jump to this map. Let's go. We have, okay, I have created, this is already a map creation, but later we will, of course, make this map a little bit more beauty. But right now, that's enough for our map creation. We have just do one more thing, which is we go again to the file, and here we go to save current as. We click save current as, and we have to name this map, because that's very important, and we call it map. This is again the convention underscore. It's at least my convention. I don't know if it's the official convention, because there is an official convention page on Unreal Engine 5 and 4. You can check this up for the official one, but this one will work too. Or you make your own one, like me a little bit sometimes. And then you have your map, and then you name this one. Okay, I have here this one level 3. Let's call this one level 3. Of course, you should name the maps a little bit better than like level 3. You know, naming is most time, when you name something, you should try to name as descriptive as possible, which means when anyone is reading this name, yes, he must know instantly without thinking too much what it is. Okay, map level 3, it's enough for me for this demonstration, and I save it. All right, now when I go to my map section, I saved it here in my map section. I have my map level 3. Good. Then we jump on top here to my open new level. Oops. Yeah, to my blueprint. And in my blueprint, we created now this open level node, and we have to paste here the name. Sometimes the name can be really long, and yeah, you can't type it right. And what I use then most time is I just jump to the map, or I just jump to the what I want to type in. For example, in our case, it's map level 3. Then I press F2, which means you try. F2 is a key binding for rename, but we don't rename this. we just press F2, which is more like a selector, and then I press Ctrl C, the standard key binding for copying. Then I have copied this one, and here you can just click again, keep this one, go to your blueprint, go to your node, click here. You can delete it or just select it. It is automatically, when you click first time, all selected. And if you press now Ctrl V, it is pasted here, and this name is then perfect. This is very important because the name must be written right. So that's it, I think. And now we compile, we save it. And when I go back to my main menu, before I go back to my main menu, of course, there is one very important step we have to do. We go back, let's go to the third person map, and let's delete this one. And we go to our blueprint, because right now we have created this open new level blueprint, nice, but we have not placed it in our level because like my definition, I want that my character should search this teleport, and if I find it, then the next level opens up. So we have to place it. And here one thing, what you see right now, what I'm doing is called manually placing. This one you are doing most time only when you know this one is static. Static means it's all time here and will not change ever. But for our gameplay, you know, this is bad. Why? Because if I start the game one time and found it one time here, then I know it next time that it is here too. Very easy to solve this. And for our gameplay, we try to make games, right? If anyone is showing his friend, I found a place, you just run here and then that's it. Would be too easy. So you have to think a little bit more creative, and that means we need a randomly spawning system, and that was the reason why we made, by the way, this as a blueprint, because we want that the program later automatically spawns this blueprint randomly here anywhere in the map, and then you have to find it. That's a little bit more challenging. So that said, this one we will not do right now in this video, but in the next video, I think. What we do now is we just, for test purpose, I placed it manually, which we want not later, but, and I try, let's place it a little bit more tricky here on, let's see, here on top perhaps, right? A little bit more tricky. I should walk a little bit more instead of so. And then we can test it, right? Should we test it? Sure. I play start. Here I am. I know exactly where I have to walk, right? And I'm on my new map, but here is a problem. Bang. What is that? Where is my character? I have just no character. And we talked about this one too. Let me show what we do. We go to the new created map. So I go to my map folder. I open, I save first all because it will ask again. And then I open my created map, which you are just created. And I set in general, there is a one important setting which we have to do in all levels or maps. We go to world settings. If you do not have it set up here, I have it on my right side, world settings. And here, the most important part is where it says the game mode. Of course, you can make now here a new game mode for this one, but in general, you make not all time a new game mode. For example, you can make and define new rules here, but for this case, we use the already made game mode for BP third person game mode, because later we will perhaps use this game mode as our starting point for other things as well. And we don't need to create all time a new game mode because we define all the rules here. But we have another game mode for example, our main menu. let's save this fast. Let's go to the main menu, and here I have my own created game mode. You can see it here, and you can make something like this for the map too. So we have set up all right, I think. Let's test it, right? I click here on play, music starts, and my gameplay. My definition is find, you can see, find the teleport as fast as possible. Let's say there are spawning zombies later, or we have a timer, and as fast as you go and find it, you will be rewarded with anything. Okay, that is a fail like hell. And here was it, and yes, it worked. Now I'm in the next level, and you can see this is a very simple demonstration how we can go to the next level. Here, before I close, let me show something very important too. When I go to the next level, I go to level 3 here in our case, which we created, right? We have created this one. Actually, we have cheated right now in this tutorial a little bit. What I mean with that is, let me show you this one. Not this one. Let's go to the third person map again. And why we have cheated is, where is it? Yeah. Why we have cheated is we already used this one, right? This, what you see, is a little created by default map, but it is a level created, and we use here also the character which is created. We use the animation which is created. So we use many things by default right off the box which is created, which is not so easy to create. And at start, total okay to get in, but keep in mind later we will probably create all these things by ourselves. And in our case, after the spawning system, in our level 3 here, we start with creating the map. The character we still keep because the character is a little bit difficult, and we learn some creation of characters. But here is one more note, and that's perhaps important. Perhaps you like to check out very nice maps on the marketplace, on the free section in your launcher. When you go there, you can download. There are free samples of environment, for example, a forest, landscape, cities. You can just add this to this project and load this map instead of an empty map, and you have already a fantastic scene here, a full city, a full forest, a full whatever. You downloaded for free or you paid, but at start don't pay. Later, if you have more learned a lot of much more, then you can pay for assets which you think are even better than the free ones. But in the free section you will see a lot of fantastic assets already you can download and test. That said, I think that was a little bit long, but I hope you learned something. See you in the next. Bye.